Hello and good morning, and welcome to another episode of Shed Customs. So I don't know how much you could make out about the paddock stand bobbins, but basically they fit like that with the bolt going all the way through. And what they're doing is they're sandwiching the frame to the frame, so the new frame up into the old frame, and the bolt doubles up, so this actually screws on with the same thread. How easy that is to see. Right, I think that's going to be the prettiest in the world. Put it stuck on. Now I've got to take the bike apart and get the rear wheel out and get that frame off. So that's the bracket, tack welded in place. Not easy to weld, laying on the floor. Can't get my head between the frame in here. So yeah, degree of difficulty, not easy. So I've just got to replicate that on the other side. I've got the new piece of aluminium, so I can replicate that, copy the drill pattern, and then remake that plate, or make another one of those plates to suit, and we'll have a go at tacking it on the other side. So wish me luck. Well, welcome back. Where have we got up to? So the frame is now bolted back on. A few tweaks. I've got my foot peg plates on, but I'm still waiting for the bolts to go in the bottom. So everything's looking pretty smart. Well, good morning, and today it's guess what's inside the brown paper bag. Okay, not that tough. So it's a new Mudguard. Been to Fecht, which is a local British bike supplier, and bought one of their Mudguards, same as ones I've done before. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this one-handed, but a nice little aluminium Mudguard. Hopefully it's going to fit a bit better than the other one. And then I've got this piece of box section, 4mm thick. Answers on a postcard if you know what I'm going to do with that. And I've got some more UNF bolts and nuts, which I'm going to be using for the Mudguard to bolt on the stay, and we might also get into looking at the brake arm. So let's go. Okay, so here's the original Velocette frame mount for the top, or the middle mount, I suppose we call it. And here we've got the lower mount, which is a bolt which won't actually come out, so I'm thinking I'm going to have to make some sort of hook arrangement to go over the top of that, but we'll get into that later in the video. I've already marked out the mudguard for that first position. So I've got the right profile of the mudguard in relationship to the tyre and the wheel. So it's in the right orientation to give it the look that I'm looking for. So it's not running too far around the wheel towards the back. But hopefully that will become apparent very soon. Okay, so we've got the mudguard now mounted up. I've made this dowel ring spacer. And we obviously put a bolt through. It's temporary at the moment, but the spacer makes it the right profile to the tyre. Now, I talked a little bit more about this this bolt, or it looks like a bolt, and I'm thinking I'm going to make a bracket with a keyhole in it, which will allow me to hook it over that, because it's sort of fixed. You can put your hand up inside, but it doesn't really, almost like it's welded in by the factory. Maybe someone who's got one of these could tell me if that's the sort of mounting bracket that's normally fitted. But I've got a plan of how to do that. And this is the sort of shape that I'm looking for now. Here's one of the mounts we're going to put using the frame that you haven't seen yet. So we'll get to that next. And we've got this frame, which I might have alluded to before, which came with the bike, which got the push handle on. Again, not sure I like it, but let's see what it looks like when we mount it up, and we'll make a choice. Okay. So the stand that I probably showed you previously, which came with the bike, which is like a manufactured part, I've now cut and shut to get that to fit. So I'm just about to saw that end off, and I'll weld the brackets back on. There's method in my madness, honest. You'll see. So first part of the puzzle, welded them back together again. Sort of got enough room at the back for a number plate. Not really happy about the fact this has been welded on as a square or flat. It'd be nice if it was the same shape as the mudguard. So really, if you're going to bolt that down, you could only use one bolt. And then this is obviously isn't a number plate for the bike, but if I bent that in a curve like I've done with the other ones, you could maybe use the top fixing hole to bend the mudguard. So I'm thinking about cutting that off and bending that in a radius to follow the tube. It's a pain in the bum really, because someone's made a lovely job of welding it on, but anyway, you get the idea. I think the proportions look about right, and the distance to the back, and obviously that's the push handle. What I've got to do now is offer up the other part, and we'll see how that works out, and then I'll make a decision about what I want to do about that. I think cut it off and start again, but we'll see. The whole thing's been powder coated again, which I don't want, so all the powder coat's going to have to come off, and effectively we're going to be painting that gloss black in a 2K or something, so it okay, it's going to look brand new, but it's not going to be powder coat, which definitely doesn't look right. Okay, upward and onward. So the mods to the grab handle, I basically cut a slot across the back and then teased it around with a vise to get the radius. Pretty pleased with that. I think the hardest bit's going to be cleaning up all the old weld and cleaning back the powder coat so I can get a decent weld on that. But yeah, I think that's going to be a lot nicer. So I'll clean that up off camera, and then we'll give that a weld. And then I'm going to assemble everything back on the bike and see if I can tack the other tube onto this tube while it's all mounted up on the bike with all the bolts in. Okay, here's the frame. So here's the frame, welded with the angle, all the new bits welded back on. So yeah, I'll bolt up the mudguard, put the back wheel in, and then we can call that job done and we can move on to the next one. So I made this for the bottom bracket. The bolt that I thought was a bolt looks like it's a fixing, so I've got like a keyhole slot, so it slots in, and then the other holes, like that one, when it's all bolted to the frame, are going to hold it in place. So I managed to put a joggle in there, and then the actual mudguard traps the fixing bolt in there so it can't come out, so it's a sort of nice tight fit. Not seen that sort of method before, and I think that's how it's supposed to go. If there's people shouting at the screen now, apologies, but that's the way I've done it. Okay, mudguard fitted. I've just got the one bolt in there at the moment. I will probably put another one or another pair in there. Another fixing mounting underneath with the nylon spacer. I mean, I don't know if that made any sense, but that's basically what I've done. That bolt in my finger is fixed, and I've aluminium riveted that on. So, final bit, put the wheel in. Right, all fitted up. Took longer than I ever imagined, but then doesn't it always? Right, I think I'm gonna call it quits there. Obviously, frame's got to come off and be painted and various other bits and pieces, but you get the idea. Anyway, very pleased.